Yo, what's good? It's your boy B-Dell. I'm back with some more galactic information. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. But today I'm going to give a brief synopsis on the reality about, mind science technology that's basically conducive to quantum mechanics through the spiritual world merging in with the physical world through a dream state. So this video is basically predicated upon the fact there was a guy who died and he had a encounter with these galactic primordial entities, whatever you call them, the Anunnaki, the Netaru, or the Elohim, or the Riskians. Well, he's seen them in the dream state when he died. So I'm going to show you a video. It's basically an interview about the reality of what happened as he was transitioning out of his body and connected to the astral plane, right? So with all that shit being said, we finna get straight to it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? This is a real good one. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hit that like button, hit the share button, chop this video up if you want to, and put it on TikTok and things of that nature, because this video has a lot of, incriminating information that has to be out to the masses because it's conducive to everything that's going on the planet right now. And this interview I'm going to show you, it happened in 2021. And so the guy's experience, it happened in 2013, so it took him about 8 years to even to unravel this information out to the public, right? So with all that being said, I'm finna get it straight. We finna get it going.
Let's start from the beginning, right? You was okay. That's why I dropped. I was like, I didn't think I would see you again. I'm be real. I'm glad we could say that now, and I can say that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a scary fucking sight to see you like that, bro.
Yo, my fucking head was swollen. They thought I had a brain tumor and shit. Like my whole body was just like
your whole body was swollen. I seen you. Your whole body was swollen.
Yeah, like you see a dead person like in a fucking casket and they be all swollen the fuck up. That's how I was looking, probably worse than that.
Yeah, you was looking pretty bad. So like you said, you basically was. So what you would call what you have a near death experience, right? Because you basically borderline bring to death and
I say I was dead.
Didn't stop. Like they kept your brain and your heart going. It didn't stop.
Yeah, they gave me a trick. They gave me a trach in my neck. They gave me a tube in my stomach. Like I was just on a machine. It was just a machine, like basically keeping me alive. Word. That was like honestly.
And how many? It's very rare that we hear that. A lot of times people get hooked up to the machines, and the machines keep them alive, and they don't. That happened. Rest in peace to my brother. The machine couldn't keep him no more, and had to let him go. Rest in peace to DMX. Like certain people get hooked up to the machines, and the machines ain't enough for them. So it's a blessing that you still here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Word. I ain't really remember none of that shit, but I remember what I went through, type shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I was fucked up, but I only heard the stories from you and everybody that came to see me and my family. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't know. I was like out of my body already.
So now I'm glad you segued into it because that's what everybody's here for. We're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of it.
But let me interject for a second, and then we're gonna return back to the materialization. But when your brain is in a theta state, that connects you to the spiritual world, which is the fourth dimension, which is the ethereal plane, the ethers. So when you have these dreams and you have these encounters, these spiritual encounters, these abilities happen because thought is streamed down from the fourth dimension and it permeates into the third dimension. Because like I told you, the fourth dimension right now, as you're going through a metamorphic shift on the planet, as we're going through this pole shift, you got the third dimension merging in with the fourth dimension. That's why you see all these, these dragons and stuff like that, things of that nature. Because like I told you, his experience is predicated upon the fact that his brain was in a theta state. That is the lowest frequency that your brain is in whenever you sleep, or if you're in a coma, or if you're dead. But I'm going to return back.
So let's start off with let's just go roll with it, bro. Like once you was in that state and you left your body, what happened? What happened? Like, you know what I mean? Just give us from the beginning what you remember.
Like, fucking, I know for a fact, like, it was like at least every day I would fucking leave out my body and watch my family there and really like leave out my body and go way up there. And like, you know, I don't really talk about it, but like in the space, man, I was going in space and it was just crazy because like, I would literally see myself laying in a fucking bed and my mom's crying right next to me. And that shit was happening every day. And I was like meeting like different people on some like different beings.
Look, I know, bro, I know how hard it is for you to talk about this, especially on a public platform. Some people don't believe in this shit. Most people that's in here right now, trust me, they're on the same wavelength as us, bro. So don't hold back. Like, tell us what you saw. Like, so who came to visit you, and what was your conversation like? Where did they take you? Let's get into it. Like, how did they first come to visit you? What did they say?
Yo, I used to go like literally just go out my body in space. And I was around like fucking doctors, but they was like, they ain't look like us. You know what I'm saying? It was one time I was on a mountain and it was red and it was like clay red, burnt down. And they was like, yo, this is Earth, period. They told me this shit. This is Earth. Like, yo, this is what the world gonna be. Honestly. And I was on a spaceship, and then I was in I was in like like another habitat. I wouldn't even say it was a planet because it was like a dome-shaped shit with everything in it, like the earth in it, like the water, the animals, everything, like they was preserving that shit.
Now, let me interject again. Now, there's a book that you got to get called The Man from Planet Risk, and it gives you the specifications of Planet Nibiru, which is a rogue planet. So that planet is actually a spaceship, and it breaks down all the quantum mechanics that's basically on Nibiru, the spaceship, the mothership. And on that mothership, they have preservatories where they basically have a restoration process where they take different things from different galaxies, where if you're taking minerals and resources and intrinsic metals and taking different, animals and water, they put them on that rogue planet on the mothership, because there's different levels on the mothership. You got some areas where you just got all different types of animals all throughout the universe and civilization. Then you got another layer on the mothership where it's just basically you got different types of beings, and then you got different mountains and stuff like that. So the mothership is basically a preservatory of everything on the all around the galaxy, and so they try to preserve it before that planet is basically destroyed. So that's basically what he's saying. So that's a reality. You got to get this book called The Man from Planet Risk by Dr. York.
And it was fucking shapeshifters in there, and it was a bunch of scientists, and they wasn't not human. And when I was on that mountain, it was a fucking big, fucking like, the black alien shit we was talking about. And they was telling me they was tall and it was real dark. And they was telling me like, this is how the earth gonna end up, period.
They was tall. How tall would you say they was? About?
They was like taller than a basketball player type shit, like Matumbo type shit.
And they was real dark, like real dark.
They was like pitch black dark, like dark, not like our complexion or my complexion, or they was just pitch black, but they looked at just like us. You know what I mean? And they was like, yo, and they told me, this is how the world gonna be. That's why I know for a fact. And then you got to think about the way shit going now. Think about it. Think about it. Everything is in chaos. And it was just burnt, like straight up and down burnt, red. red, but it was like a wall out there. It was a wall. You know what I'm saying?
So when you say it was a war going on wherever they was at. It was a war going on. They was born, who they was born with. Dude.
I really can't say. It was like, you know, against evil. I could say that, but what the fuck is evil? It was like a battle. Yo, listen, I'm not bullshit.
Did you get to see the beings they was born with or no?
Nah, it was just like a fucking spaceship, man. And I don't give a fuck who think I'm bullshitting, who think I'm lying.
Want me to cut up the comments? I don't, you know what I mean? I'll cut up the comments if you want me to.
Nah, I don't care about no comments. Shit.
All right.
I'm good, man. But it was a war going on up there. And at one time, and this shit is crazy, because I wanted to stay. I didn't want to come back because they was teaching me shit, like they was teaching me mad shit, and they was teaching me about life. But they said, yo, you gotta go back, and that shit is real. And they pushed me off the shit, and that's when I woke up out the coma, kid. I ain't gonna lie, son. I know I
one thing you got to understand that, you know, energy doesn't lie. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the delineation when somebody's telling the truth or if they're being authentic with their message. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can resonate with his energy. You can tell when somebody's telling the truth. But, and then, you know, the truth is also connected to the fact that, you know, everything is in alignment to everything. When you're talking about these NASA scientists or whatever you're talking about, these spiritual teachers, they all basically had encounters, and they have you know, these visualizations of everything that happened that's acclimated to what he's talking about. So like I said, energy don't lie.
I'm getting into real details because that shit is like, you know, it's blurry and it feel like it's untrue, but that shit is real.
So when you first went up and you went out of your body and you went to them and you said you seen these scientists that wasn't human, how did the scientists look? Try to describe them if you can.
They looked like fucking like animals, like shapeshifter animals. Like they could fix their body and they could look like any fucking thing. But they wasn't like, they was like animals, like fucking like an animal, like a horse or some shit like that, son. And I'm keeping it real, kid. And they had technology like way beyond what we think it is right now.
And so you so the scientist is different from the black people, as you see. Those two different people, basically.
But but the black people was the leaders. So it was like they had everybody working to try to save the world, actually.
So when he's talking about the black people or the leaders, like I told you, he is talking about the Riskians. I'm gonna show you a picture of what a Riskian is. Like I told you, you got to get this book.
You think they were trying to say?
You got to get this book, right here. So when you're talking about the leaders, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about the Riskians, the Elohim, which is basically the personification of the 12 galactic elders, right? So they can, like I said, they're able to transmutate. You got to go back and look at the last video that I put out when you're talking about the transmutation process of gases, liquids, and solid. Gas is ether, so they can go from a gas state as an Ethereum, when you're looking at the top, to a physical state, which is basically the atomic structure of the carbonated, neuromelanated biological structure of the Elohim, right? So like I said, you got to get this book right here, so that lets you know that I'm not, you know, capping. So when he's talking about these galactic elders, it gives you specifications. You know, they range anywhere from 7 to 9 feet tall. They communicate telepathically. And they're basically scientists. They scientists because they're the ones who they generated, organized, and dispense every race and everything on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So this is real. So I'm going to show you the book to get. You got to get this book right here. It's called The Man from Planet Risk. It's a audit. It's a got to get this book right here, The Man from Planet Risk. It's a PDF. So we're gonna return back to the video. All right. Because you know what I'm saying, I gotta give y'all receipts because a lot of people don't know where to look when it comes to this information.
Let's start from the beginning, right?
But I'm gonna skip it back up.
But trust me, that shit is dead real, bro.
Do you have any other like any other information you can remember? Like if the black beings, how did they say where they were from? Did they say, did they teach you, was they teach you anything about where we from? Or is there any information that they gave you in that sense at all? Or they were just showing
it was more about it was like more about survival. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like saying like time is ticking type shit. You know what I mean? It was more about survival, but like it was like time is ticking and everything is happening. And this shit was in 2013. We in 2021. And when you think about it, look at all the shit that's happening. Everybody is fucking nuts.
Facts.
Was you when you during that state, like when you left your body and you first went through the portal to get to them, did you feel any fear, any nervousness when you seen these beings? Did you feel nervousness in that state, or no? It was just like regular.
Nah, I ain't feel nervous. I was like, it wasn't like nervousness. It was like comfortableness. Like that's what it is. Like like comfort. It wasn't like scared or nothing. It was like it was meant to be. It meant to feel this way. It meant to see this shit. Like it's hard, nobody, you cannot believe them, but you ain't experience it.
So is this a good? I got a few questions up here. So like, all right, did their skin texture appear like ours? All right.
This shit is low as fuck.
Oh, you hear me low?
Yeah.
Did their skin texture appear like ours, or like a metal in appearance, or like metal in appearance?
Yeah, it was sort of like that. It was like a fucking I can't really explain it, but it was like not still, but like shiny type shit.
Okay. All right, another question. Like, okay, finish my fault. You heard, bro?
So when he's talking about the skin texture, he is basically talking about the transmutation process of going from a neuromelanated carbonated state into a crystalline state. Because the highest form of technology is the carbon body. The atomic structure of the carbon body is a bioelectric entity. So it's basically an electromagnetic generator and a light code transducer to where it transmutates the mRNA to the DEA, deoxyetheric acid, right? The non-ether genetical properties. So like I said, it sends messages, it gets light code messages from the sun, and it transmutates from the carbon body to a crystalline state. You see what I'm saying? So over the course of time, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the skin was very shiny, it was very tough. It's like Teflon. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to come a point in time where that sun is going to convert that carbon body to a crystalline state to the point where bullets is not going to be able to penetrate your skin because the X gene has been activated, because the X gene is acclimated to the intrinsic solar radiation that's permeating down to the planet, because you work in synergy with the sun through the plasma energy. You see what I'm saying? So that coincides with the fifth dimension and everything and things of that nature, because it's going to unlock that junk DNA, those melanocytes, because those melanocytes are intelligence molecules, right? But we're going to get back to it.
I can't hear you.
Oh, no, you finished answering it? No, actually, did you finish answering the question?
What they skin?
Yeah.
it was like more like something you can't penetrate through type shit.
Mm.
Like fucking like,
You know what I'm saying? Imagine the police trying to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? So this is all acclimated to everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? You're going to reap the benefits of justice through nature, not through the laws of mankind, because nature doesn't have any laws. You know what I'm saying? It only deals with divine intervention and divine retribution. You see what I'm saying? Through the law of cause and effect. That's nature's law, right? So we're going to keep going.
it was dark. It was just like shiny. Like I can't really describe it, but yeah.
But Line of Love, she got another question. It's another good question. Did the knowledge they shared come in thought form? Like, did it feel like the message was being delivered telepathically or physically through their mouth? Can you recall what their voices sounded like?
Matter of fact, you know, that's a good fucking question. That is a good question. Because it was like it ain't really talk. You know what I'm saying? But you heard what the fuck they was saying.
I know the feeling.
And then, they pointed. They just pointed to the fucking, like, this is the earth. And it was in rubble. It was like destroyed.
Was there somebody asked gender? Was there any gender? Did you see male and female or just male? Or could you tell it was gender?
It was males that took me to the mountain, but when I went to the sphere, it was just like all genders and shit, like male and female. And you know, everybody, you know what it was? It was like, yo, everybody working together, like trying to fix a problem. And they was telling me, this how you do this how you know what I'm talking about?
Right. So did they somebody
the motherfuckers had mountains. It was mountains, waterfalls, like everything in one little fucking sphere.
Everything he's explaining is inside a lot of Dr. York's books when he's talking about, you know, the specifications of the mothership. Everything that he's talking about is in these motherfucking books. Y'all got to get these books. Y'all got to start putting your head, you know what I'm saying, and deviate from Eurocentric Westernized philosophy, because, you know, that, you know, these monotheistic dogmatic belief systems, what it does is it deceives your melanin, right? Because, you know what I'm saying, you are what you think, you are what you read, and you are what you emulate. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's imperative for you to deviate from the hedonistic concepts of mankind, because mankind has an inverted lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I told you this is a Luciferian system. So everything they teaching you is actually backwards. And when you're going backwards, you're going against nature. And when you're going against nature, you're going against God.
Everything in one little sphere. So you say everything in one little sphere. Was the earth flat, or was it like a globe like they say? Or do you not know? Or was it like, does that explain, or was you able to see it like that?
Say that again?
Like, was the earth flat? Okay, could you tell the shape of the earth?
Shit, it was just flat, dead land.
It was like flat land?
That's what I'm saying. Because the other shit was like a sphere, like they was like preserving the environment.
It was, like you said, it was like a dome over the land.
Yeah.
Firmament.
You know, and they
but
had
as far as the land
that,
itself, was the land flat, or was it like?
It was flat and burnt. It was flat and burnt.
All right, I ain't gonna front. They got, it's mad questions coming in. Somebody said.
You said that people what?
Somebody said they don't have a question.
Somebody said, "What's up with God?" What?
Nah, I let me get up the question, bro. Pay them no mind. And somebody said, "I'm truly not asking anything, bro, but I had similar dreams." This is about when the Bible is supposed
now,
to be.
I'm gonna show you another. I ain't gonna show you the whole interview, but y'all pretty much you get the whole process of what he's basically trying to display to everybody and through the masses, right? So now, I'm going to show you. This guy had a dream also, but pay attention to everything that he's saying.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to share this dream I had last night. Today's January 2nd, 2017. And yeah, I don't know why I would have this dream.
If you cannot hear it, turn your volume all the way up or put it close to your ear. I just want y'all to hear everything that he's saying. He said this dream he had happened in 2017, right? And now when you transition over to 2022, look at everything that's going on the planet. You got these heat waves, you got everything going on. Like, listen to what he's saying.
It was random. I never had it before. And I just felt like it was strange and I wanted to share it with you guys. But yeah, I pulled up to this grocery store parking lot and I get out of my car and I see people, in a panic, looking up, pointing, and I look up and there was this huge, like horseshoe-shaped craft hovering above us, like real slowly. And on top of the craft, I noticed it had like these buildings, like skyscraper buildings and statues that were also very like large, like skyscraper size. And the craft was huge, like a city-size aircraft. But yeah, and then I see it fly by us, and then it drops 2 bombs in different parts of the city, and that's when people, and I start feeling panic in the dream. And we start running, and I'm trying to figure out how to get out of the city and find my family and get us, somewhere safe. And I noticed that there's this like lava substance that's flowing, like swallowing things and people, like going uphill and going up buildings. And it felt like you couldn't escape from it, like no matter where you went. But then I find myself with friends and family, and that we were trying to, figure out what we could do. And that's when the beings from the craft appeared to us. And what tripped me out is that they were all Black people.
You hear what he said? He said when the beings entered out of the craft, he said they were all Black people. I need y'all to understand something. When you convert to these belief systems, you know what I'm saying? In all forms of theology, when you go to the inception points of it, right? It tells you that these beings or these angels or these gods were melanated. So the whole concoction of the distortion of the image of your so-called Jesus, that happened with Michelangelo. He was hired by the Vatican, by the Pope in the 1400s. So that's why you got the distortion of a blonde hair, blue eye, Christ figure. So a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when you get to the meat and potatoes of everything, a lot of people won't even believe God. They won't have a belief system connected to God if they understood the fact that the history is connected to theology, and if they knew that these people were actually Black people. People would basically deviate from religion. So that's, like I said, they only want the false perception of a sixth ether being with recessive genes. They want that to be the personification of God, but when that's not really true. Because I told you, when you study Mendel's law, you get the recessive from the dominant. You don't get the dominant from the recessive. You see what I'm saying? So everything starts from Black. So that's how you know these beings were actually Black people. You know what I'm saying? It has to, you got to stop being in the state of delusion. You see what I'm saying? This is the highest form of cognitive dissonance that we have on the planet. A lot of people don't want to, put up with the fact that, the people who are at the bottom economically, because we only own 3% of the world's wealth, they don't want to deal with the fact that, we are actually the emulation of God. We weren't part of the creation. We were part of the projection. There's a difference. We were projected to this planet. You know what I'm saying? We are part of the projection. We weren't part of the creation. Everybody else was part of the creation, has six ether genetical properties.
They said that we had to come with them if we wanted to survive or to live. And but then they said that no white people were allowed to go with them, that they had to
Now,
stay.
he said that there wasn't no white people allowed to go with him. Now, I need y'all to, like I said, everything in the universe uh, reverberates around divine retribution. What the fuck goes around comes around. So when you're talking about dehumanization, economic disenfranchisement, where you have, you know, the false perception of gangsterism being propagated on the television networking system, you know, these false images, and you taking away our history, our culture, our native tongue, you know what I'm saying, our ancient spiritual teachings, you know, esoteric knowledge. You take all this stuff from a people, and then you put your face on it, and then you put capitalism on top of it so you can capitalize off the people that you dehumanize all throughout history, right? So like I said, everything, you know, everything's coming in full circle, and this is all prophetic.
And then I asked them why, and they said because your leader has broken our treaty, and
He said, "Why wasn't white people allowed to be on the craft?" So this, he's basically giving you the symbology of a rapture, right? Because, like I said, they weren't allowed to go because they broke a lot of treaties. When you're talking about a treaty, you're talking about the treaty of I think is it the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, propagated by the Moabites, who are the Moors, the Merds, ones that's connected to the land of Mu, which means mother unity.
had to be punished and they couldn't be trusted anymore, or something like that. And then I tell him about, you know, my kids are half white, and he tells me, you know, that that was fine, not to bring them. And so I'm right there, I guess, walking down the street behind them, like towards, I guess, the craft.
So, you know, this is a reality. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you another clip, because everything, you know what I'm saying, I'm showing you, you got to look at all the videos that I've been, you know, putting out. Because, you know what I'm saying, once you start to look at these videos, you start connecting dots. You see what I'm saying? Because, so, you know, he didn't have as he was specifying, you know, out the rest of the video, he said that his kids were mixed breed, right? So when you go to Ezra, I think it's chapter 9, verse 25 in the Bible, it tells you that, you know, mixing your seed, you know, that's against the laws of nature, right? So that's, you know, part of the process of when the Hyksos, they came in and destroyed everything. You weren't supposed to mix your seed. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, he was basically telling you the fact that, you know, they let the kids on the craft, but, you know, I don't know how true that is, because Dr. York, you know, he gives specification in his books talking about how it's only a chosen people that's only able to be, you know, beamed up to the craft on the mothership. And I'm gonna show you this video. Now, this is coming from a white guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna play the video.
It hasn't gotten out quickly, which I've been talking about it for a couple of years now. It just really hasn't gotten out there. You know, because I don't think people, you know, if you hear about a human type alien, people want to hear about a, you know, 8 foot tall, blue eyed, blonde hair, and angel, you know, kind of being, you know, to go along with their belief system. You know, that, I think, one of the biggest issues. I was shown that apparently there's going to be some sort of solar event that's going to cause the downfall of technological civilization. And after that occurs, they call themselves our cosmic cousins. All of these different ETs, including the African looking race I told you about, they are all going to fill the skies and come and assist us. I mean, how shocking is it going to be for everyone when they're standing there, the doors open, they're about to drop these little food with parachutes, and they look up and they don't see a blonde-haired, blue-eyed angel. They see a bunch of people of different, you know, brown skin, different skin, you know, I mean.
Bro, it's self-explanatory, you know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm saying, you know, when it comes to information and history, you know, we're not dealing with a superiority complex. We just giving you the reality of what's going on the planet. These are all prophetic events. You know what I'm saying? It's prophetic to the fact that, you know, didn't they say all throughout all forms of theology that, you know, Satan, the devil, is the master of deception? right? So when you got a depiction of a blonde-haired blue Jesus and you got white angels and stuff like that, that's not reality. You see what I'm saying? That's not reality. Because like I said, everything starts from darkness. Everything starts from black. Everything starts from dark matter, carbon. You know what I'm saying? So this is, one of the very few white guys that'll give you the reality of what's going on. Because this is a real thing. So your whole perception of God has been distorted. So like I told you, a lot of people are not going to believe anything because they don't understand the fact that that these guys they're talking about are actually
right?
black people. So when he said that they're Africans, this is the tallest tribe in Africa called the Dinka tribe. They in the Sudan, right? So that's how you know that, what I'm saying, they are also connected to the West tribes of the Dogons and things of that nature. This is the tallest tribe on the planet. So that shows you the fact that the personification of these galactic primordial gods, 9 feet tall. So also when you break down the dynamics of that and all throughout ancient history, when you're talking about slavery, you really believe that, you had white guys who didn't have the technology to build boats, and they didn't understand the metaphysical aspects of maritime to circumnavigate the seas. You mean to tell me that they went all the way to Africa, put chains around 9-foot Africans, because back during that time they were definitely 9 feet, and they brought them over here into America? That's a motherfucking lie. You see what I'm saying? So this is the oldest tribe. So like I said, you part of the projection, right? So now this also coincides to the fact that the dream state is the real world. The dream world is the real world, which is the ethereal plane. So when you're talking about the analysis and assessment and the reality of astral projection and metaphysics and quantum mechanics, this is a CIA document that was put out by the CIA, in the U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command. They specify the fact that astral projection is real. Because I told you, they got to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? They're basically giving you the reality of mind science technology in a lucid dreaming state that's connected to the brain hemisphere through synchronization that connects you to the universe. Because like I said, everything is a manifestation process when you're talking about dreams and things of that nature. Because when you change your mind, you change your mentality. That vibration of the mind creates magnetism, right? So where you stream down ether thought into the physical world, because the physical world is not the real world. This is the illusion, right? So this is a CIA document. You can look this up. They tell you that, astral projection is real. You see what I'm saying? So like I say, I'm going to come with the receipts. I ain't going to just tell you a bunch of bullshit that you cannot utilize. You know what I'm saying? They tell you that we live in a multi-dimensional paradoxical universe. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's signed by the commander, Wayne McDonnell. You see what I'm saying? So with all that being said, it's imperative that, we put this information out, you know what I'm saying? Because information applied is knowledge, and the application of knowledge is wisdom, and the precursor to wisdom is enlightenment. So if you want everybody to be enlightened, if you want everybody to, work in synergy and have a symbiotic connection to the planet again, to where we can reap the benefits of spiritual and mental atonement, this is how you do it. You share the information. So, and you utilize the information for utility. So with all that shit being said, man, get this video out there, hit that subscribe button, chop this video up and put it on TikTok and things of that nature. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you.